Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. Hey, what's up, cousins? Give me 1 second. All right, what's going on? Let me know who is tapping in and where you tapping in from. Let's start there while I go ahead and get a few of my other cousins on the call. All right. Let's see if it's this one. All right, let me get them in here and we're going to go ahead and get it popping. Hey, what is going on? Instagram family, YouTube family, and Facebook. We are live. It is your girl, Dr. Worlds. I'm coming by here real quick to disrupt, okay? Not going to be long. I'm going to be in and out, and then I'm going to go ahead and get off y'all timeline, out your hairs, etc. If you are here for the very first time, welcome. Hopefully, you spend a block, come back, hang around in the chat, okay? And we lock in like long time because we family. Welcome back to all of those who come and hang with your girl, Dr. Worlds. I'm going to ask you all real quickly, real kindly to go ahead and share this. Let it reach the people that it needs to reach. That's what you're going to be helping me do. In exchange for my truth and my time, it's going to help me reach the people that I'm supposed to reach, and it's going to help me beat this machine that we are all up against, okay? It's called the algorithm. We don't even need to go in a deep dive study to know that everything it has gone digital. It's not going. It has gone digital. So what I'm going to ask you is to please kindly share this. What I have may not be for you, okay? It may be for somebody else, and that's okay. But please kindly share this real quick. If y'all don't mind giving me just 1 second, let me put a countdown on. I got to take this call and tell them I'll call them right back. Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. Yes. No. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mhm. I'm so sorry, y'all. So sorry. I'll make sure I edit that part out. That was a very urgent call that I had to take. So please charge it to my head, now to my heart, in response to something that's going on with my young daughter. So back to what I was saying is, I don't need to go into a deep detail about everything that is happening around us. It's transpiring, and I'm not going to share or go into great detail to share, or whenever I come by here to share what's going on. It's not to cause panic. First of all, if you know God, you in good hands. Second of all, this is nothing but to light or to ignite the fire underneath you. First of all, for you to wake up, and then to ignite the fire underneath you, that you begin to get into position, the proper position. The only people that will catastrophically destroy themselves, literally, is the unprepared. And they will be without excuse. We all will be without excuse, each and every last one of us. So I want to start us off by saying that I may bring up a couple topics, but I did a video on that, the last live. If you missed it, you missed out, because I painted the picture. I let them paint the picture. I just presented to you the evidence of what they are doing, okay, as far as this war, what they have done since 2020, how they have bankrupted the American people, so much so you can't even afford basic bills, basic necessities, how these atrocities keep happening, to the war that was started to increase and inflate, prices, everyday prices that we barely able to pay, we barely able to keep up with. Now those are hyper inflated, with the oil going to $300 a barrel. We're looking at this like, oh, Donald Trump is doing all of this, is just a big plan. And this plan was actually prophesied or spoken about in the Bible. I don't care if you believe that or not. It's there. It is written exactly what it says. So all of this have been prophesied for hundreds of years. We're just seeing it play out. That's it, and that is all. So with them doing this, oil going this high, skyrocketing, we have these tariffs, we have this war, we have this president going in, confiscating whole presidents, causing a bunch of chaos. It's the better word for it. Causing a bunch of chaos and crashing this system intentionally, because the new system must come forward. They have had this in the making, in plans for a very long time. We behind, not them. This is insider information that they are now allowing to be made public. They don't care if we know. So when I share this information, it is not to put fear in anybody. The only ones that are fearful is the unprepared. And every single day that myself and anybody else who you have been drawn to, because you have to be drawn to a man or a woman. That is the person that God has appointed for you to listen to for a time, a season, a day, a decade. I don't know. But you have to be drawn to stick around. People can come in and out. Numbers fluctuate, but you have to be drawn to a individual. As I said, whether that's for a time or a season, so that you get what you're supposed to have at the appointed time. You're supposed to have it. God is telling us all. We all see the signs. Even the blind see the signs, and they have no vision. But by their spirit, they know what's going on. And there's going to be two types of people. There's going to be the ones that are the first responders, are the ones that's going to be last to get help. The ones that's going to, they see it and they respond first. I ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that, because we was never supposed to be, what's the word I'm looking for? We were never supposed to be controlled or dominated. We were supposed to dominate. We were never supposed to be controlled or dominated. We were supposed to be the ones dominating. And this whole entire global system, not just, you know, the United States, this is a global thing. This thing has been written, okay? It has been written that there was going to be a one world power. There is nothing new under the sun. It really isn't. This was trying to be done way back in the Tower of Babel days, okay? They wanted to create a one world government. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Human beings get their information from a spiritual being, whether good or evil. Okay, there is nothing new under the sun. So what they trying to do now with this whole global, they have to crash the global order in order to create a new one world order. An order just means a way of doing things. Out with the old, in with the new. So I explained all of that. And how this is really the greatest time to be alive. I want y'all to hear me, because y'all sleeping on an opportunity the ancestors only dreamed about. They only dreamed about having an opportunity that we have right now. And I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time focusing on the bad. I only present it to you so you know how to make your next move your best move. That's it. Not for you to try to be building in panic and fear, but for you to get started. I don't care. Say, for instance, they collapse the dollar 2 weeks from now. You got 2 weeks to prepare. And on day one, you are closer to where you need to be as soon as you take the steps. Why are you continuing? Why are we continuing to invest in a system that does not have our best benefit? They don't have our children's benefit. Never, ever, ever had any of our benefit for benefit. Our top priority. It has always been about power, lust, greed, and wealth for them. They have stolen wealth from us. Okay? I'm not talking about the color of your skin. I'm talking about you as an heir. They have stolen what rightfully belongs to us. Let me explain. Who told them that they can tax us for land that don't belong to them? When did they create land? When did they create the earth? Who told them that they can charge us for electricity when you power through solar to the sun that is given to us all, and now you go back and you sell it to us for a price? And if we don't pay you, we don't have power. Who told you to charge us for internet that is connected to satellites? Who told them to charge us for water, clean water? These are resources that God gave to us all. These are resources that, and in order to really understand it, I got to speak to you from a spiritual perspective. If you don't want to hear, you know exactly what to do. I'm not here for likes. I like me. That's a lot. Okay, your likes is extra. But I am here to tell you the truth. The whole truth, so help me God. Because if I don't, I'm going to be accountable to the creator of them all. And I fear him more than I fear you. Okay? But we have a great opportunity right now. And people sleeping on it, procrastinating with this thing. And the enemy know. The devil himself know. These elites who are sons of Satan and daughters of Satan too. Some people are like, oh, this woman has lost her mind. Go read your word. No, I ain't lost mine. I found mine. Even Christ himself said, you are of your father, the devil. In the beginning, in Genesis, God told the woman, your seed, okay, will be at enmity, hate each other with the serpent seed. You have to be Satan's seed line to be able to sit back and think about how to destroy humanity, God's property, his creation. how to change the order, how to put them in a system of slavery and bondage and never let them out, how to have them trusting in us and not in him, because we all in trouble for that. We're going to talk about it because that's what we're doing. We repeating this cycle and thinking that God is going to help us while we continue to invest time, to invest talents, and to invest money into a system that was anti-Christ or anti-God from the get-go. God is our source and he is our resource. When he created us, he put us in a garden that was full of everything that we needed, everything. Man chose to have less and lack. Why would you go from having abundance? Hey, you can touch everything here. Everything belongs to you. The animals, you name them. Dope. You just dominate, okay? You represent on the earth how my show was ran or my program is ran in the heavenly realm, okay? I want you to dominate. Everything is yours except that one thing. Don't touch that. As soon as they touched it, everything about lack entered into the world. They noticed they was naked. They began to run from God. So instead of God killing them, he was like, you got to get up out of here. Okay? I'm taking back your dominion. I told you to be fruitful and multiply. I'm taking that back out of here. You have lost access to your inheritance. How about that? Because you chose to disobey me. So now they go outside of the garden. And they have children, Cain and Abel. Same Cain that Christ talked about when he said, your father is a murderer from the beginning, just like Cain. Okay? Now, let's go back here for a second. I promise you, I feel led to share this. So that's why I'm sharing it. Whether you hear or you forbear. I feel led to lead with this. Because it's going to make it make sense. So now Cain, okay, and Abel and Adam and Eve, they all outside of their inheritance. So guess what they have to do? They have to try to create their own. The first system ever built was built by Cain. That was a system built outside of God. And what did he need to learn? What did he want to learn? How to multiply stuff. How to create something that I can rely on outside of God. I don't got to pray about this. I can just go work. Okay? He was skilled. Let me go learn how to kill 1 coyote, 2 coyotes, 3 coyotes, multiply. Okay? And then I'll cut the skin off of them and sell jackets or whatever the case may be, clothing to clothe yourself. So the first system, aka this work system that we all participate in, is a system outside of God. You want to know how? You want to know how you can tell it's a system outside of God? Because you can't miss no work and tell them you want to go serve God. I dare you. I dare you. I bet you got to ask them for permission. Why is you asking a man or a woman for permission? You were told to be fruitful, to multiply, to subdue the earth, to replenish the earth. You were told to have dominion over the earth. Why in the world would you have to get permission to use the bathroom, take some time off? You understand what I'm saying? Why would you have to trade your time, the most valuablest commodity that you have? Because you don't even know how long you got. You don't even know how long you got. You don't know how many years you're going to be here. You don't know how long your time is allocated. Your time ain't infinite. You're supposed to be doing some big things with the time that you have while you have them. You don't know how much time you have, but yet, you will go trade your time for a paycheck when you're supposed to be dominating. You go trade your time for a system to pay you money for the time you just traded. Therefore, you never have time to do what God called you to do. Build what God called you to build. Go where God called you to go. So you live a miserable life using your time and your talents, that gifting of administration or clerical work or whatever you doing or did. God gave you that gift. And so now you're using it to invest that gift and your time into a system that's working against you. It was never created to benefit you. How is that working out? Working for a paycheck, okay? By the time you even see it, 1/4 of it is gone to taxes. The other 1/4 is gone to big business. It's always a holiday for you. January, New Year's. February, Valentine's. March, St. Patrick's Day and spring break. April, Easter. May, Mother's Day. June, Father's Day. July, 4th of July. August, back to school. September, Labor Day. October, Halloween. November, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. December, Christmas. January, rinse, wash, and repeat. We ain't included the birthdays, the baby showers, the weddings, the graduations. We ain't even included all that, okay? I know I'm cooking. If I don't know nothing else, I know I'm cooking. We ain't even included all of that. So 1/4 of your check, now you only got a half of a check. Then another 1/4 go to inflation. You paying $6 for the same box of cereal with half the cereal and other the package at the top of it, half air. But you paying double the prices you were paying just last year for the same product, same brand, same bag of cereal with half cereal and half air, half petrol, half water. Understand what I'm saying? So now you got 1/4 of your check left. Taxes and took it. Inflation and took it. Big business and took it. Well, I guess the last 1/4 is for your bills. Absolutely not. How dare you be insulting? The other 1/4 of your pie goes to credit and debt because you ain't got enough money. So you got to leverage credit, but you leverage it in the wrong way. You go into debt, which brings us another big payday. So where's the money left over for your bills? Where's the money left over for your family, for your peace of mind? People ain't got peace of mind working 5 to 6 jobs. You're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. You ain't even got time to take a peace of mind. Mm-mm. Meanwhile, the rich is getting richer and you getting poorer and poorer. And you're going to give an account. That's why I feel led to say this. You're going to give an account. I know everybody didn't heard this. The parable of the talents. So everybody seemed to think because money was used in that he was talking about money. He was not. The parable, which is storytelling, which I'm going to tell y'all about in a minute. Because some of y'all in trouble because you ain't told your story. Some of y'all in trouble because the story that God gave to you, you ain't said it to nobody. You ain't saved nobody from destruction, from the path that you had to go down because you think it was all about you. But nevertheless, I'm going to stick to the script. I'll get to that in just a moment. They think it was about money, but it wasn't about money. See, God is wise in all of his infinite wisdom. Why did the one who sat on the talent, it couldn't have been about money because he gave him back what he gave. Oh, you gave me, I did protect your money. I didn't grow it, but I protected it. I gave you back what you gave me. Why did he call that one lazy and wicked? But the other ones who he gave 3 talents to multiplied his talents. And the other one that he gave 5 talents to multiplied his talents. And guess what? He didn't even give him no instructions and tell him what to do with the money. It said a man was going away to a far country, and he called forth his servants to watch over his assets. And he gave one 5 talents, one 3 talents, and one talent, according to what they could handle. God don't even get to determine how much you handle, you do. It's gonna help somebody while you struggling. It's gonna help somebody. You get to determine how much you get. You get to determine how much you're gonna be given. So the one who was given 5 was able to handle 5. And the one who was given 3 was able to handle 3. And the one who was given 1 was able to just handle 1. But God does not determine how far you go, how much you have. You do. It said he gave unto them according to what they could handle. And he didn't even tell them, now go make my money, make me money. He didn't say that. He just gave it to him. And it said, and the one who received 5 went away and put his money to work. He did not say he went to work for money. He went and put his money to work. And the one who had 3, he went away and put his money to work. And the one who had 1 went and said, let me save mine. Let me put this. I can't spend. I can't do nothing with this. I need to hold on to this because, all of this stuff going on around the world. I want to be responsible and give it back to you just the way you gave it. I'm scared. I just don't want to bother it. I'm going to tell you what that was all about. It wasn't about money. It was about your ability to obey the command when you were born, when I created you. Be fruitful, multiply the fruit, replenish the earth, grow so big that you just spread out everywhere. Subdue it, take dominion over it. Now, okay, if I give you 1 seed, and you put that 1 seed in the ground and it produces you 5 seeds. Now you got 5 seeds. And you take them 5 seeds and you put that thing back in the ground. Now you got 25 seeds. And you put them 25 seeds. See, now you start to outgrow your space. Now you got to multiply everywhere. The most seed, the most space you take. And when you have multiplied and replenished and subdued, now I'm everywhere. McDonald's is everywhere in the world. They have subdued the burger chain. And they dominate. There ain't no other McDonald's. Can't nobody else make their patties. He started off with 1 patty, and that was the fruit. And then he needed to know, how do I multiply these patties? That was a multiplication. And then he said, okay, well, how do I replenish the earth? How do I put these patties in LA, in New York, in Chicago, in Colorado, and Wyoming? Okay, he started replenishing, spread it out. I got 1 store over here, 1 store over there, 1 store. Then he began to subdue. Oh, I'm taking over the marketplace. Okay, I'm taking over the marketplace. I'm in all 50 states. And then he went international and he dominated. There was only 1 golden arch. What's the difference between him and Wendy's and Burger King and all the moms and pops burger stands? Domination. Same thing with KFC. They're everywhere. Same way you're supposed to be. So when he saw that the one who got 5 went and multiplied it, and he back operating in his original calling, his purpose, his destiny. Oh, yeah. He who went and got 5 more, give him more than everybody. Okay? Take what's his and give it to him. Because the one who know the rules of what I call and purpose you to do requires more. And the same with 3. Good job. Good job. Want to read this? Hold on. I want to go through this real quick. If it's helping you, just let me know it's helping you. And if it's hurting you, you can let me know that too. Because what I do know is the truth hurts, but it also heals. We are living beneath our means. We running around here acting like beggars. What? You are an heir. Why aren't you dominating? Why aren't you taking advantage of the opportunity that God has given to you to actually dominate? Man, we've been enslaved and we have been embargoed for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. We ain't tired of the chains. We ain't tired of the pain. We ain't tired of the tears. Here we got an opportunity. Lord have mercy. To be stuck or to sail. And we choosing to sink. Meanwhile, we just seeing money just be pummeled out from right under. I mean, it ain't even in our hands no more. Right underneath our nose, and then they put it in systems. That's what you were supposed to be dominating, and that's what you were supposed to be creating. Systems. Mm-hmm. See, a job causes you to waste your time and energy and your money. It trips me out. I had to give my husband, we be having heated fellowships, okay? We don't call them arguments, we call them heated fellowships. Because we born 3 days apart and we act just alike, literally. He want to be right and I know I'm right, okay? So we be having these heated fellowships. And for a long time, I kept trying to get him to just understand the logic. What you are doing is working backwards. It's okay about working, but have a plan. How long are you going to work that job? Okay. Let me know so I can agree to it or not. How long are you going to work that job? How much time am I going to miss spending with you and with your children while you work that job? Okay. If you say 5 years, I'm in it for 5 years. Do not try to go work that job and think you're going to retire and this is going to be the rest of my life. Excuse me. I did not sign up for that. No, I did not sign up for you to work for the rest of your life and my life. And I have to share you with your job while they get 90% and we get 10%. I don't freaking think so. By the time they get done using you too tired to be with us and doing anything with us. And that goes for the women too. And if you just waiting on the government to give you something, that's just as bad. That is just as bad. You wait on a man. Cursed is the man or the woman who makes flesh their strength. Cursed are you. Not blessed. Because all of those things are counterintuitive to what God created. He gave us dominion. So what are you doing? You don't need a man or a woman to give you a paycheck, give you discipline with your time. You don't need that. You're supposed to be dominating. Okay? And that is the parable. Systems mean saving yourself time, energy, and money. Meanwhile, a job means depleting yourself of time, energy, and money. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying if your job don't deplete you. Okay? Tell me I'm lying if your job is in your mind and you waiting on every month a handout from the government. That ain't even enough for your bills. That's tiring. Your mind be tired. I'm tired of sitting in this house, man. Tired of not being able to do nothing, man. I'm tired of having to miss opportunities, man. I want to get out of this situation. Just tired in your mind. You're supposed to be creating systems. Because systems work for you when you don't want to work. And systems work for you when you call to go do what you're supposed to be doing for God. And systems work for you when you want to spend time with your family. And systems work for you when you want to go take a vacation. And systems work for you when you over preaching a crusade or whatever you're doing. Systems work for you. That's why you should create them. That's how Solomon became the wealthiest man ever known in history. Still to this day, he created systems that paid him about 2 point something trillion in our current value every single year. And guess what he created? Trade systems. Oh, if you want to pass through here, pass through there. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Here's the system. And every year they came. He created it once and lived off it forever. Now, why you ain't creating you something, an ecosystem? That's what it's called, ecosystem, your own economy that pays you what you want to, how much you want to, takes care of your family, okay? So you can go do the things in peace. I'm going to tell y'all right now, and I know I'm talking to everybody. If you have more money, you have more peace. And I'm not talking about having the love of money. Money does answer all things. That's what that good book, the Bible, say. Why do it answer all things? It provides clean water for you. It provides a roof over your head. It covers your nakedness. It provides shoes on your feet. You can't even eat without having money. You can't have a place to stay without having money. You can't clothe yourself. You can't drive without having money. Okay? So you need money in abundance. And what your issue is, you don't have it in abundance. So you spend a lot of your time worrying, whether you working and worrying or you waiting and worrying. You still worrying. How am I going to pay this bill? I got to work more harder. So now you have created and you following a pattern of a system that is anti-God. God, I'm not going to wait on you. I need to go get me another job. I need to work me some more hours. I need to get to the grind. I got to holler at y'all. I got to go over here and work for money. You cannot serve two masters, ma'ams and sirs. You can't. That's why this crap ain't working for you. You're going to either love the one and despise the other. Or you're going to cling to the one and stay away from the other. But you can't serve both. And mammon ain't money, it's a system. Mammon ain't money, it's a system. It's a system that keep you from doing what God calls you to do. AKA the workforce. Ask me how I know. I know. I work for the government, work for my own business. I didn't did it all, okay? I didn't work in production chicken huts. I didn't work in restaurants. I didn't work driving CDLs. I didn't did it all. But when I walk in my original calling, which is to dominate, to create systems. And that was the problem why I had so many credentials and why I worked so many different jobs. Something was wrong in my spirit. Well, I come in and like, oh, you late, ma'am? Look, you was not the keeper of my time. I had a big attitude when it came to that. I'm not going to cap. My husband laugh about it to this day. He'd be like, man, I'm finna go to work, baby. Be pumped up. Be proud to go to work. Then when I get there and I start seeing how y'all working people like a dang on Jamaican, it's like, oh, hell no. No, I quit. Oh, lunch is right here. Okay, here go your badge. My husband already know at lunchtime you get a call, you heard it, though, come pick me up. I'm out. And to be honest with you, I thought I had a problem. I used to go for prayer because I'm like, dang, I'm a hustler. Okay? Not only am I a hustler, I love to meet people and to serve people and to help people. But I cannot get with this. Oh, you got one paycheck in a hole. What the hell? What? I got to spend money before I make money? Are you serious? So it trips me out. And this is what I was getting back to with my husband when we had that heated fellowship. It trips me out where people be afraid to invest in starting a business, but don't realize you have to invest to work a job. Before you even get a paycheck, you got to pay to go to work. You got to pay for gas money. You got to pay for their uniform. Okay? You got to pay for lunch. You paying with your time. And you got to do that for 2 weeks. Don't let them talk about holding no check in a hole. Okay? You scrounging at this point every single day. You didn't pay them more than what you received back. And then when you get your check, it got to go to bills, and whatever's left, gotta struggle and scrap. I gotta struggle to do this again for another 2 weeks. Man, I'm not living. You want to know why there's so much mental illness, so many broken homes, so many broken men, women? This is why. This is psychological warfare. You on a daggone hamster wheel that you can't get off of. And you miserable as hell. Why? Because you're not dominating. You just getting by. You have life, but you're not living. Living is doing the things that you were born to do. Going to travel to see those places. You think those desires just came from you? You're not that powerful. You can't grow your own hair. You don't know when you was born. Okay? You didn't know when you was going to be born. They stamped your birth, but you didn't know when you was going to be born. You sure don't know when you going to die. You ain't that bad, okay? People be like, oh, I'm independent. No, you're not. You stupid. People couldn't even save their breath when COVID came by here. Who you playing with? Your breath don't even belong to you. Okay? Your breath does not even belong to you. That ain't yours. It's borrowed. We have to get back to the manufacturer. And what is the manufacturer saying? The manufacturer is saying, look, I done made the whole system reset so you can get in, get you some, and build and go back to what I originally told you to do. Okay? And it ain't just some Old Testament stuff that he told us to do, because he told us exactly how we should pray every day. And let me break it down for you. Our Father, we recognize that you are our Father. You are our source, and we are not. Hello, somebody. Okay? That we are children. And we are lost without you. Who art in heaven, we acknowledge your residency. Okay? Your dominion. We acknowledge where you at. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your name be set apart from everybody else, because you bad all by yourself and there is nobody like you. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. What kingdom? What kingdom? Thy will be done. What will? In earth. What? We supposed to die and wait till we build the kingdom, establish the kingdom. No, in earth. What? Thought we supposed to have it in the afterlife. We supposed to be poor, not able to do anything in the afterlife. In earth, as it is in heaven. What does that mean? Is heaven broke? Is heaven worried? Is heaven in a pandemic? Is heaven in a famine? Is heaven in inflation? Is heaven at war? Is heaven having a crisis? Because if not, you're supposed to be transporting what's going on up there down here. You're supposed to be reduplicating. Y'all picking it up? Y'all picking it up? You're supposed to be doing what's being done in heaven here on earth as it is in heaven. As it's being ran in heaven, you're supposed to be running it down here on earth. Hello, somebody. Simple. Bible is very simple. And you ain't even got to be religious to be simple. You can read this for yourself. The basic instructions before leaving earth is what we should be reading. I don't care if you think, oh, a white man wrote that. Okay, as long as a man wrote it and gave me some instructions, okay? Holy Spirit will lead me and guide me into all truth. Basic instructions before leaving earth. And everything that I have read to this day, I done seen it with my own eyes, so I can read it. So I can fact check and I can verify, is this accurate or not? Bible is very simple. Everything that Christ came preaching was the kingdom, not church. I'm sorry. He did not come preaching the Baptist choir on Minnesota Avenue is having a revival tonight. He said the kingdom of God is at hand. Well, that will tell you exactly what kingdom we're supposed to be down here building. You can't build no kingdom if all you know is church. Because church is a system. It's a system. It's called the church system. And guess what? I don't care about telling it. A lot of the churches are 501c3s who get funding from the government. I ain't hating on the church, okay? I love the church. But is the church full of boo-boo? Do it need an enema? Yeah. And that's why Christ came preaching the kingdom. He went into the churches. How in the world, and it just blows me, how do we got all these churches but all these dumb sheep in the churches? They don't know how to multiply anything. They don't know how to dominate anything. Okay? They don't know spiritual warfare. They have no stamina. They not replenishing the earth. They're not representing in the earth. They weak. They can't pray a cockroach off of a fruit salad. Like, what is going on? That's a system. And like I said, I go into the places of establishment churches where the presence of the Lord is. I'm very cautious about that. So I'm not hating on the church. I'm telling the truth about the church. Because I'm supposed to. The kingdom is totally different from the church. And actually, what we call the church is called the ecclesia. It's the called out ones. The ones that go into the marketplaces. In case we all don't think, oh, we ain't supposed to be in the marketplace. Man, look, everybody that Christ called came from the marketplace. John was a fisherman. Back then, he was banking in that big dough, okay? He didn't just go to regular schmegglers. Come and follow me. Luke was a doctor. They were tax collectors, okay? These were greedy politicians as well. And he called them to come follow him. And he also carried a purse so that he could travel and have whatever needs met. And if you don't believe me, that's the purse that Judas betrayed him for. Hello, somebody. If we look at what's spiritual, then we understand what's natural. It's all I'm saying. You can't understand the natural without reading the spiritual. We can't go and put no bike together without reading the manuscript. We can't go and drive no car without reading the driving guidelines. Okay? We can't put together no TV, or we can't put together no product we buy unless we read the manuscript. So the manuscript of how we live and what we're supposed to be doing, and that's why God is saying, look, you better get back to the basics. Before there was man and mammon, money, anybody's face printed on a dollar bill, there was gold and there was silver. If in his word he says the gold and the silver is mine, I dare you to go look it up, because I'm not going to do it for you. The gold and the silver is mine, and man can't put no taxes on it. You know, you buy gold and there's no taxes on it. You know, gold surpasses the dollar, okay? It is the top dog. See, God likes rank and order. God likes rank and order. He gave us order and rank. We have dominion over everything that creepeth on the ground, everything that flies in the sky. We have dominion over all of that. But God is a God of rank and order. In the earth kingdom, we have the highest rank. Ain't no dogs, ain't no cats, ain't no animals. They can't talk. We the only ones that can talk. We the only ones that can decree and declare a thing like a king. Okay? We the ones that say what we say and have what we say. We the only ones. Nobody else. At all. In the animal kingdom, the lion is the king of the jungle. In the sky kingdom, the eagle is the king of the sky kingdom. In the intergalactic kingdom, okay? What is it? Pluto is our whatever the biggest one of them is, okay? They the king of the kingdom. Hello, somebody. In the angelic kingdom, you got archangels that are the king of the angelic kingdom. In the water kingdom, the whale is the king of the water kingdom. Rank in order. Now, how all of these other people know their positions in their kingdom and we don't know ours? We out here asking these people, can I borrow money? Can you help me pay my bills? Can I work more, please, for minimum wage, please, just so I can have the American dream? Let me tell you something right now. The American dream is an American nightmare. The hell, we need to get together and we need to be kingdom-minded and we need to do what God has called us to do. Why we got the time? He said, work while it is day, for night coming and no man can work. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Nighttime is at the doorstep. Nighttime is at the doorstep. They know, according to. Now, Satan is not omnipresent. He's not all seeing. He not all knowing. He got to listen. Okay, he got to know what to attack. It got to be spoken so that he can attack. Now he know they trying to accelerate. Oh, this thing can go deep, and I ain't even got time. Okay, I got to go over some opportunities with y'all. If this is helping somebody, let me know in the chat. 100%. Because I think it's time that we know, so we know how to move and not, it's just, hey, you want to buy a program? This ain't about no dang on program. Excuse me. This is about obedience to do what God said to do when he said to do it. God did not tell Noah to go build no ark just because he wanted to save humanity through that ark. We are here today because Noah obeyed God and he built that ark. Hello, somebody. Or mankind would have been out of here. You have these demons that are on an accelerated path to harm God's. We think that this is red versus blue and this is Iran versus United States. No, this is spiritual. This is good versus evil. That's what this is about. Darkness versus light. And the darkness then created systems to steal our time, to steal our money, to steal our energy, steal our family, steal our health. They have systems, television systems, that control our emotions and our anxiety and how we feel. Our nervous system. Sound effects. How do you think they created all these things? With the money that we go show up and build their empire and their wicked agendas, we go and serve into that. And don't think that we ain't going to reap from that. Let me give all of us a rude awakening. Come out from amongst them. What y'all think that means? What you think that means? He said, for their sins have piled up to reach the heaven. And let me just tell y'all this real quick about God, especially for those who are like, why God allow death and stuff? Well, I don't even believe in God because he could have saved my family. He could have, but he did not. He's sovereign. He can do what he wants to. You are not the boss. Nobody belongs to you. Okay? That's a reality check that I got to live with every day. Especially when it comes to my children. Those are not my children. He gave me stewardship over them. I missed the fact that I have no more time with them. But at the end of the day, me losing them wasn't going to make me walk away from God. Why? Because I know the divine order. Those are his children. They just passed through this life through my womb. First and foremost, I'm not God. Neither am I trying to be. Well, why do he let bad things happen? Because mankind is the one who opened up the doors and gave the devil the access, okay? That's why. Sin is in the earth, and God is sovereign. He is a judge. He can't break his own rules. Well, God could have stopped it. He uses man in the earth. God cannot come down here into this realm. It's illegal. He would be breaking his own law, and he don't ever break his own law. At all. He gave you power and authority to represent him. What he say in heaven is what you ought to be saying in the earth. He told us that. Whatsoever things you bind on earth, I will bound it in heaven. Whatever you allow in the earth, I will allow in the earth. And whatever you don't allow in the earth, I won't allow in the earth. It's called binding and loosing. I take authority over you in the mighty name of Jesus. Why? Because I know my dominion. I know that I am supposed to have dominion over every creeping thing that crawls upon the face of the earth. This is how I got delivered from running from dogs. But God gave me that revelation. Why are you running from a dog? You have dominion over that dog. And when I turned around and used it, I was shocked. Real talk. I'm not even gonna lie. I was shocked. To let it know, you ain't gonna bite me today. You'll die before you bite me in Jesus' name. I have authority over you. You better go about your business if you want to live. Okay. Period. No, you don't get to drop bombs over here. No, ain't no terrorism going down on my watch because I'm right here. Satan, the Lord rebukes you. That's not happening. You ain't passing that bill. You ain't coming after our children. You finna get up off the block with them rocks, okay? You ain't gonna be shooting up over here. What happened to that? We wonder why sin is rampant and why God ain't came in and saved this child. Listen, Satan know his rights. Well, why did that baby have to die? Did the parents sin? You got to go look at all aspects. And I'm not accusing that. When my son died, he told me there was a door open. What door? Pharmaceutical. That's how the devil came in. I don't kill people. I came that you have life and life more abundantly. I'm not a God that kill people. Satan kills, steals, and destroys. Put that on him. Who opened the door? Did you watch some Harry Potter? Okay. Did you do some things I told you not to do to open up the door? Did you burn some sage? Is that how that door got open? Did you fornicate? Did you live in sin? I tell you, don't do these things, not so you don't enjoy yourself, but so you don't open doors, so the enemy don't attack. So for those who be like, oh, well, why God? Why God? God is sovereign. Hello, somebody. What you allow and what you don't allow is what you have. If you don't want to be poor, stop saying I'm poor. Well, I'm broke. My daughter irks me when she's, how much money you got? Oh, I'm broke. Oh, okay, you're going to stay broke, baby. You've been broke for 10 years since you've been making that declaration. You're going to stay there until you begin to say, I'm in between a breakthrough. I'm in between a blessing. The Lord shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. I may not have it visibly, but it's on its way. That's the better way to respond. Oh, I'm sick. You know, the doctors just said that. Listen. Y'all dealing with a different breed, okay? Y'all dealing with a different breed. I promise you. No, I don't have none of my mama's blood. When I go in for doctor's checkup, what's your background? The blood of Jesus. Perfect. And that ain't crazy. That's just real. You're not going to get me to confess nothing out of my mouth that the devil can lay hold to, and then he has a legal right. I've never told nobody this story, but I'm going to tell y'all this story real quick. My sister got into premarital relations, right? And she was very sexually active and got burnt in the process. The truth is the truth. We all know she got burnt in the process, which scarred up her tubes, stopped her from having children. Instead of her telling people like, I'm infertile, she would tell people she had cancer. And that's why she didn't have children. Do you want to know what took her out? How many of y'all can guess what took her out? Instead of her just saying, look, I can't have kids right now. I'm believing God for children. Even if you can't, I still don't confess that. I had a very traumatic childbirth with my first boy who passed away. So all of my tubes, my intestines was cut up trying to get this boy out and save his life. Had a lot of scar tissue wrapped around my bowels, all of that. So that little egg couldn't travel, and I couldn't conceive children. Went to doctors, paid thousands of dollars, only for them to take my money and tell me you will never have children unless you do this or do that, or pay us $100,000. You never be able to have children. I have 3 since then. Me and my husband talk about that all the time because this is one lady down in San Bernardino that we was paying money, lots of money to, for her to tell us, sit there and look us in our eye. I never forget being so broken, but I couldn't believe that. No, hell no, God. You said this is what you put me in the earth to do as a woman. She don't have the final say. I have 3 redeemed. That's why his name is redeemed. He redeemed my womb from the curse of barrenness. That is why his name is redeemed. And then I have revelation and I have redemption. Okay. And go have me another one. Don't play with me. You don't get to dictate and tell me what I'm going to have and what I'm not going to have. You are not God. And that's the same attitude I take with poverty. Excuse me? You don't get to dictate how I live my life, what I want to do for my children, what I want to do for God, what I want to build. You don't get to dictate my life. My mama didn't let you do that, but that stops with me. I don't care what kind of investment I got to make in me to figure it out, because that is not going to be my portion, and my kids ain't finna go through that madness. My first set of kids had to, and it damaged them. It damaged them. One of my children have an issue with resources and not doing the proper things with them, because that poverty, when you can't get what you want to get, now you older and you got it, you just go overindulge and buy everything, okay? And then hell with all the bills. This stuff is psychological. It don't just cost you time, energy, and money. It costs you dreams, aspirations. It costs you legacy. Would your children want to switch places with you right now financially? I want everybody to answer me that. Would your children want your financial situation right now? If that's what your children inherited, would they be happy or would they be hurt? Because God calls you a wise man or a wise woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. One generation children is 35 years. Children's children, that's 2 generations. That's 70 years. If you don't got 70 years worth of wealth stored up, built up, you are in trouble with the Lord. Because he said a wise man, wise woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Would your children want to trade places with you? If today was your last day, would your kids be able to inherit your job? Would they be able to inherit your debt? What would they inherit from you? Would they be able to inherit your rental property? What would you leave them? What would you leave them? What would they be able to inherit? That's what God is trying to get us back to. Before they set their system in place, you better come out of that system and build your own ecosystem. That's what God called us to do. He called Abraham to build his own ecosystem. Abraham was rich in land. And because he had so much land, he had a bunch of cattle. And because he had a bunch of cattle, he had a bunch of men servant and maid servant to take care of the cattle. And because of that, he had dominion. He spread it out. He had so much, he said, hey, look, homeboy, nephew, Lot, we got too many men. You got too many men. I got too many men. They fight each other now. We got to separate. You can take the best of the land, okay? As far as you can see, you can have it all. But we got to separate for our men and women, our men servant and maid servant out here unalive each other. And Lot took the best, and still what that man had was, listen. Everybody that God called, he also fully loaded. And I'm going to tell you the secret to biblical wealth. Okay? It's ownership. Control nothing, because you're not the controller. God is the controller, but you're not the consumer. Okay? You establish law and order according to your God. He is the controller. You are the caretaker. I own nothing. I just control it. I caretake over another man's property. See, people don't know kingdom means king means one man. Dumb means dominion. One man's dominion. We are the colony of the kingdom. And while we down here trying to act like stuff belong to us, you're going to be in trouble. It don't belong to you. If God give you a blessing and give you some increase, remember it's according to what you can handle. Not what he say. God don't dictate what you can get. Okay? He will test you. He will test you. He'll let people win the lottery and they'll swear it was luck. Just to show them in a year's time the money was gone. Why was the money gone in a year? You didn't won something $1 million after they take their taxes out. Okay, you still ended up with like $700,000, $800,000. Why is $700,000, $800,000 gone? You going back to your past and where you used to live in and all that. Why is that? Because you a mismanager. I called you to manage. Okay? I control, you caretake. I called you to manage. And you failed miserably at managing what I gave you. I gave you $100,000. You sought to keep it, to go pay this, go pay that, to not establish you any type of assets, to not put your family in a better position. I can't give you anymore. People be wondering why I can't have millions, why I can't have multi-millions and all. You can. Once you get your management skills up and you know that what you have does not belong to you, God will give you more. Never forgot when I made $12,000 in 1 hour. Thought I was rich. What? I come from the hood on a food stamp. What? On a Section 8. On the AFDC. What are you talking about? On the Medi-Cal. On all the free stuff. $12,000, baby. I'm rich. We're going to a vacation. One of the stupidest mindsets. Took you all this time to get $12,000. You want to blow it in a weekend. We want to splurge it. God says you better not. I said, well, what am I going to do with the money? He said, don't touch it until I tell you what to do with it. So, okay, what you want me to do with the money? When he told me that he wanted me to take 10,000 of the 12,000 and reinvest it, I almost had a fit. Because I thought it was my money. It wasn't my money. I'm trying to see if I can trust you with more. That's it. You say you want to make 100,000. You say you want to make $1 million. Oh, okay. Invest the 10,000. The $10,000 investment is actually going to bring you in 50,000. But I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to see what you're going to do with it. And because I knew that $10,000, man, that will go like the wind. Okay, $100,000 in this day and age will go like the wind. Just pay a few bills. You be down to 20,000. Okay, just pay a few bills, and then when you get back down to ground zero, then what? Paid the $10,000 and made $96,000 in a matter of months. First, I got the $12,000 in July. By December, had $97,000 because I paid the $10,000. And then God was like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm hanging around people making millions. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to make $1 million. I want to make $1 million. And my mentor is like, hey, come hang out with me for a day. It's like, okay, bet, cool. How much that's gonna cost? $50,000. I'm like, I'm just getting the money to give it back out. What in the world is going on? $50,000 one day at his house for a little bit and on a helicopter for a little bit for $50,000. And God said, don't ever look at the interest or what the cost is. Everything I want you to analyze what the return on the investment gonna be. You have a consumer mindset if you say how much do it cost. Wealthy people don't say how much do it cost. They say how much is that gonna make me. I went and this man gave me one piece of information, just one. I was so mad how simple it was. So simple. One piece of information made $333,000 off of $50,000. Why? He was like, yeah. Then my last mentor, he charges $150,000 a year. He got us on this program. I mean, he was cooking. I'm like, man, I'm in here. I'm already confident. I got all the money that I need. I bet you I can get in this program. Till he got to the end, he said, yeah, to work with me is $150,000 a year. I was like, that's a lot of money. But he was preparing me. That $10,000 to do the $50,000. Okay. Then I went up to $80,000. Now here I am at $150,000. Am I gonna fight a flight? This man gave me one play for Black Friday. Literally one play for Black Friday. And that year I did my first million. Unbelievable. Second year did $1 million. Third year did $1 million. Like, and every time I got the money, because people were like, well, where the money at? I'm not paper rich. That's the first thing they tell you. Don't ever store up paper money. You better put your money to work for you. Because it's not about now, it's about tomorrow. You better put your money to work for you. I'm like, well, how I do that? Real estate. And when they explain it to me, like, go buy you an apartment complex, you got five apartment doors, okay? They paying you $1,600 a month. This is how you can actually raise the rent like $200 a month, adding these extra amenities. I'm like, $1,800. I'm about to put how much down? $300,000. I'm only gonna get $1,800. The math wasn't mathing in my mind. That's $1,800 times 5. In 5 years, you would have banked about $1.7 million off of $100,000 investment. And then after you didn't bank $1.7 million, you can sell it for about $2.5 million because they can see their money coming back. Or you can go and you can pull equity out. Either way you win. I can get the money from the rent, pull equity out, and then turn around and sell it. Run a 3-for-1 play. Oh, it was game over. And then when I learned that when you buy land, you'll never ever be poor. When I tell y'all the devil fought me. Why? Because I created a system that breaks the back of poverty. It's called land. Now I'm in control of when we get to eat and what we get to eat. What I want to do on the land, what I want to build on the land. Oh, you want to lease my land? I want to barter my land? Oh, okay. I'm in a position to be a lord over the land. That's why they call it landlord. He is the king of kings and the lord of lords, lower L. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. All right. I got about 15 minutes. I know I always do this to myself. I'll probably just leave this right here without offering y'all any opportunity. Because I have a mentorship to teach. But I'm showing people how to go get the money. I told all of y'all to come along. It wasn't important to you. And that's okay because you're going to give an account. My job is just to tell you and to show you the way. I bet you name one church that is telling you how to go buy land and go invest in gold and silver, which is God's currency. Get the hell out of the beast system, for you do not be able to buy, sell, or trade. Okay? That's what he said. Come out from amongst them unless you share in their sins and you receive of their plagues. Don't think for 1 second when this economy go down and is impacted, you're gonna be impacted. Yes, you are. You participate. You actually invest into this system. So it's only right that you receive of its plagues. It's only right. It's only right you receive of its plagues. You invest into a system. Your money fund crooked cops. Your money fund wars and abortions. Your money supports, other people's rights. Your money helps corrupt politicians get elected as well as your vote. It's your money. Come out from amongst them unless you be partakers of the evil that they are doing and you receive of their plagues. Period, point blank. People that are disconnecting themselves from this system and getting back to how it used to be. You think before jobs in the United States and all that, how was people living there? Wasn't they living off the land? Did they have gold and silver? Before the workforce? Wasn't they in communities building their own selves up? And look at the Amish community. They was the one who said the heck with the world system. No, we're going to do things biblical way. They like to call them a cult, disadvantage you because they can't get in their business. They don't rely on the government whatsoever. They have dairies, okay? They keep order. They raise their children. And they get government contracts to provide services for the government that they're not in bed with. No, I'm not going to be a victim of your system. I'm actually going to be a corporation that does business with your system. Two totally different things. Two totally different things. I'm going to learn how to play the game so I don't be a player in the game getting played. Hello, somebody. Any questions for me? I'm going to try to come back in just a little bit. I want y'all all to show up because I have some amazing opportunities. Now, I'm going to tell you, probably be back in about an hour and a half. I'm going to make it my business because that's what I came on here to say. But what he had to say takes precedence. Always. And people are missing it. I'm going to leave y'all with this while I wait to see if y'all have questions. People are missing it. You think of people just coming by here selling you courses and opportunities and mentorships. No. I can speak for people. I can speak for Dr. T. I'm coming by here to offer you an opportunity for me to take your hand and lead you into your promised land. God has something he wants you to do that's bigger than your family. He is illegal to come into the earth realm and start building cities and building real estate and stuff for his people. That's why it agitates me when they're like, oh, I'm praying to God. God gonna come through for you. He put you on the earth to be his come through for him. Hello, somebody. If you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it. God gave it to you. He put it in your possession so that when he come back and have need of it, you don't be like the wicked servant talking about, oh, I sat on it and I didn't. Oh, okay. You wicked, lazy servant, go to hell. That's exactly what he said. Go to hell. Go to the place that was prepared for you in outer darkness. See, people ain't ready to have that conversation. You can go to hell for mismanaging what God gave you. Absolutely. Go read it. You can go to hell for not helping the poor. Absolutely. Go read it. Those to the least of these that you didn't do it unto me. Go to my left to outer darkness that was prepared for you. That's hell or Hades or one of them dimensions, okay? Because there are dimensions. Gehenna or Gehenna Hades, outer darkness, okay? The fiery lake of brimstone, levels and dimensions to that thing. So you can be cast out for not help. You can be cast out, you're going to give an account. And that's the message. That's the only message I'm going to preach. This time is winding down. And God is looking for us. Do you think God is going to have his people go into captivity? Not unless they're willing to go into captivity. That's not the God that we serve. The God that we serve would never have us bowing down to a beast system. So what, God's supposed to lose all his people to the beast? To Bill Gates them, to Klaus Schwab, to the elites, to Donald Trump's and Elon Musk, to these weirdos? I don't think so. That's why God is telling us right now at this time, I've given you a open window. It's called a Kairos moment. Do you know how many hundreds of generations have died waiting to see the opportunity that we have, and we ain't doing nothing with it? We're going to be held to a greater accountability because the sons of the devil is doing something with it. They building underground bunkers. They building missiles. You know what I'm saying? They just destroying this system, literally. They have their own systems in place, their own financial systems, stuff that we don't even have. We're not prepared, which would absolutely put us in a digital prison. We don't know nothing about the digital space. We ain't got nothing in the digital space. We don't want to learn nothing about the digital space. Right now, you could be dominating in the digital space. I showed you one of my sisters who learned how to create music. Her name is Zanaya Monet. She learned how to use AI to create music. And Sister Girl learned one skill, how to take a prompt and turn it into a song. And landed a contract for $4.5 million. Her life is totally different. She created a song one time, she'll get paid for it for the rest of her life. People that got stories. And this is why I'm telling you to come back later on. This is something real heavy. Real heavy. Solomon is known for his storytelling. Nobody would know nothing about Solomon, the book of Ecclesiastes, if Solomon hadn't read it. Proverbs, Solomon's stories, how he talked about the ant and the sluggard and the twiddling of the thumbs, how he made a story out of everything. Even Jesus Christ himself told stories, called them parables, but he told stories. He described the kingdom in storytelling format. And you got a book, you're going to give an account. Everything that you have gone through was not for you. It was for somebody else. You just got stuck thinking that it was for you. It was for you. When I lost my first son, I was now introduced to a world of women and men who lost their children. Before I lost them, I didn't know nothing about them. See him in between time in the meantime. Oh, that's sad. Oh, but baby, when it happened to me, oh, there was a whole nother world. When I couldn't have children and I had infertility, I didn't know nothing about all of the celebrities who can't have children. I didn't know nothing about all of the women who can't have children, how this thing is a thing, until I was introduced to it. Okay? Until I dealt with a narcissist, I never knew what a narcissist was and how many women are murdered by narcissists and how many jobs and pastors and different things have a narcissistic spirit. I wouldn't know that unless I went through it. And most people don't know, I accumulated my legacy through storytelling. I told a story and got paid $12,000 in 1 hour because I told a little part of my story. When I come here and I share stuff with y'all, y'all don't even know the half. You think I'm just somebody that just showed up. My whole life has been chaotic, real talk. From birth. Devil didn't like me from birth. Inside of my mama's womb, I wasn't supposed to be here. Okay? You're looking at a woman molested over 50 times. They have 5 children. That's a product of grape. I choose to keep the babies from the men who did this horrible thing to me. I was homeless as a teenager, robbing, committing all kinds of acts of violence. Why I joined gangs? Okay, I almost lost my life. How the Lord came to the hood and saved me. Real talk. Y'all don't know those stories, right? But those stories can open doors for you. Some doors have not been opened because you haven't opened up your mouth. You haven't written your story. Nobody knows who you are. You're supposed to be meeting people. Nobody even knows nothing that you went through. You won't even write it. Let's skip over the fact that, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to, get on camera and share my story. You can write it. That is a legacy that you can do one time. And even after you dead and gone, you still be able to collect royalties for what you did one time. Why do you think every wealthy man or woman have a book? It don't even got to be your memoir or your testimony, your autobiography. It can just be a book. It can be a cookbook, a recipe book. It can be a book, you telling it in third person term, or you telling it with different characters, okay? Fictional. It's your story, but you telling it different. And you can write this book in one day with these tools that we have. Write your whole entire book. I showed y'all how I took a digital product in 10 minutes. I took an idea and I told it, I want you to create me an ebook. Okay? I want you to create me an ebook that's 8 pages. I want you to give me the graphics. I'm gonna let y'all see this on the way out. I want y'all to pull back up here in a little bit, okay? One thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some game, but also I'll give you a way out of this matrix, of this rat race, of this B system. Hold on. I don't even know what in the world this is, but we're gonna go ahead and delete that. Yes, delete it. Hold on. Okay, AI ebook for minorities. Want y'all to see this. Okay? AI created this for me. AI took the jobs, but it left the money because I want my sisters and brothers to know y'all better get in on this. Use it while you can. It created me 2 different versions. Which one you like? It did this for me in minutes. This bad boy is live and able to be sold, even if I said I only want $9 for it. Hold on, let me make sure y'all seeing this because y'all can see it. Cool. Even if I say I only want $9 for this, 9 times 100 is $900. I ain't got to show my face. They don't know who wrote this. They don't know who created this. But people want to know how to make money in this economy with AI. I want y'all to pull back up, okay? I'll be here in about an hour and a half as soon as I get done with my class. And I want y'all to take advantage or listen to the opportunities. Take advantage of them. Because I will be offering discounts on the opportunities. If I done done $1 million and showed you I done did $1 million, I can get you $1 million. One thing about me though, you got to be willing to trust God, okay? Because He puts His super on your natural and give you more. And then you got to be willing to do what God wants you to do so that you can have more. Simple as that. You're not going to get no $1 million harvest on no minimum investment. Excuse me. It's not how this works. It's not. You're not finna sow no $100 and get $1 million back. It's not how reciprocity works. And when you learn how to operate in this earth under God's principles, seed, time, and harvest, that's a guarantee. Seed is investment. You wait a little time and boom, you got a return on your investment. It's called harvest. Without seed, there's no harvest. As long as the earth is remaining, there will always be seed, time, and harvest. You cannot get a harvest on a consumption. Oh, you paid a bill? Cool. Thank you for this month's bill. Next one's due. Oh, okay. You paid your car. Okay. Thank you. For 5 years, you've been paying your car man. Okay. Next month's bill is still due. You don't get a return on that. But if you plant one seed, you dang on sure won't get 5 back. That's seed, time, and harvest. The earth operates on buying, selling, and trading. The kingdom operates on seed, time, and harvest. Don't ever forget that. You get to pick and choose what system you want to be a part of. Because it says, unless you accept a mark, a barcode, the name of a man, the number of his, image, unless you receive that mark, you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade. It didn't say you would die, but you shall surely die if you can't eat. It said you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade. That lets you know that's a system outside of God. Unless you do what they say, you won't be able to participate in society. And they are trying to do this at a rapid pace. 2026, things are already happening. 2027, more things are supposed to happen. By 2027, next year, we're supposed to be having trackable wearable devices for our healthcare, okay? By 2030, this whole entire system is supposed to be put in place. We in the third month of 2026, which means that's like about 3 years and 9 months. Why would we be playing around like that? I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. And if I don't, I'll see you on the next time. Peace. Go with God, and he will always go with you. You can never go wrong in God. That's 100%. I tell people all the time, try God. And if he ain't working out for you, it will work out for you if you let it. But if you don't let it, not because he won't let it. If you don't let it, the devil will always take you back. Okay? That's one thing for sure. You can always go back to the devil. But try God. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.